Greetings everyone and welcome back to the Horde. I am Miss Soul Dragon. Before we get into the video, here's a reminder to straighten up, make sure you're staying hydrated, have you eaten, and lastly make sure you don't have any meds you need to take. Now that all of that is out of the way, there are a few things that we need to go over. Firstly, this is only the first video in what's going to be a long series, and each video will be going over each game. So for this one it's the first game, the second video will go over the second game, the third will go over the third game, and so on and so forth. With that, we'll be going over some rules. I will only be looking at games, so no books or any other media that might be attached to the lore. I am not allowed to bring up future games, but I can bring up past games and mini-games if they were found within the game that we're talking about. If there's not a direct answer for something, I'm allowed to make theories on it, but the theory must help answer the question of the video and not just a general FNAF theory. With all that out of the way, I have to say I've never played a game past like an hour at most, and that was just for the first and third game. This is a rough estimate, of course, on how long I've played the game, so a lot of the information I have is from videos I've watched. All that being said, there's just one more thing I need to go over. These are my thoughts and opinions, and I will do my best to explain myself and why I feel this way. So with all that out of the way, let's get to the most important member of the animatronics, Freddy. Freddy Fazbear is the mascot of the in-game company, and as such he gets a lot of attention. Thus, he seems to be designed to look the most friendly. Standing upright, the ability to talk and sing, wearing a bow tie and hat, he also has some understanding of human things, and I probably don't need to explain why. Freddy isn't shown to eat, have many hobbies, or do many other human things, but that is to be expected considering what he was built for. Freddy was made as a child's entertainment animatronic, so it makes sense that he would only act so human. Just enough for the children to be comfortable with him and think that he might actually be an anthropomorphic bear. So I think that's it. For the next animatronic on our list, Bonnie the Bunny. Bonnie, much like Freddy, wears a bow tie, but unlike Freddy, I believe Bonnie plays a guitar, so besides those and the visible differences, I don't think there's much differences in behavior of Bonnie and Freddy. Maybe there are, but I don't remember them off the top of my head, so I won't be bringing them up in this video. And as such, I don't think there's much else to say on Bonnie for this video. With that, we'll be moving on to Chica, who wears clothes much like the other show I've mentioned, but instead of a bow tie, she has a bib that has the words "Let's Eat" on it, and it seems very fitting that that would be on there. While it isn't confirmed that Chica eats in-game, she is in the kitchen a lot, and that could be for a number of reasons, but we don't know what she's doing in there exactly since the game doesn't give us a solid answer, at least as far as I remember. There could be a reason in-game, and maybe Phone Guy says something about it, but I certainly don't remember it, so if there is a mentioned reason in-game, feel free to yell at me in the comments. Though her being in the kitchen so much is a human thing, as a robot wouldn't need to be in the kitchen at that hour for many reasons, and a chicken wouldn't just be in the kitchen for no reason. It's most likely for horror reasons, of course, but we can say that it's making her more human-like since she knows one of two things: what the kitchen is for, or she knows that it will spook the night guard and is doing it to scare said night guard. Of course, I don't want to go into Chica and what she's doing in the kitchen the entire time, so we'll be moving on from the kitchen topic to the next one. Chica holds a cupcake, which does help lean into her being anthro. She holds things with a more human hand, which does help distinguish if she's anthro or not. Now with all that out of the way, let's move on to the last member of the original four, Foxy. Foxy is very beat up and damaged animatronic, so it might be hard for me to tell some things about him and see how human Foxy is through all the damage he has, but I will certainly try. We'll start with the obvious, that Foxy seems to wear clothing of some sort, though it is difficult to tell with the legs show a lot of metal since it seems they were pants, but on top of that, he could have been wearing some sort of boots as well as an eye patch. I'm not counting the hook as clothes because it's a replacement body part, not a piece of clothing, but it is very human to replace limbs with something like a hook. Old-timer replacement, but hey, it's more likely for a human to have a hook for a limb than an animal. So there could be a few other things that make him more human-like, however, those are the only things that come to mind. So you might think we're nearing the end of this video, but we have one last animatronic to take a look at. Golden Freddy, or Goldie as some people call him, though he isn't really an animatronic, he will be counted for this video since he was in the first FNAF game. Much like Freddy, he wears a bow tie and hat, though if I'm remembering correctly, we get to see his microphone barely in his hand. He's a rather rare jump scare, though he is shown in-game, so I've included him. Now there isn't much else to say on him, so we'll get to our conclusion so I don't rambling again. So, due to the animal characters wearing clothes, probably singing, have human-like hands, and seem to do other human things that aren't actually humans, I would say that FNAF is kinda furry. I believe that's all for this video. If you liked it, please leave a like, and if not, please let me know why in the comments so I may improve. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. So long!